Hello everyone and welcome to today's session on team cohesion and managing difficult issues. This topic is vital for any workplace that relies on teamwork, which is most of them. When we work in teams, it's only natural that issues will come up. Whether it's a disagreement, a delay, or something not going to plan, challenges are part of working life. But the way teams respond to those challenges, that's what makes the difference between a struggling team and a high-performing one. Today, we'll explore how cohesive teams manage issues constructively and build stronger collaboration through trust, structure, and shared problem-solving. Let's begin by thinking about the link between team cohesion and managing problems. High-performing teams don't avoid issues, they face them, discuss them, and find ways to move forward together. Having concerns or even some conflict isn't a bad sign. It often shows that people care and are engaged. What matters is how the team deals with those concerns. Teams that fear change or avoid difficult conversations may seem to be functioning well, but in reality they often stagnate. Work might continue, but without growth or improvement. Strong teams embrace challenges. They view issues as opportunities to learn, adapt, and improve. So cohesion isn't about avoiding tension, it's about sticking together when things get tough. To solve problems effectively, teams need a culture that welcomes real conversation, not just agreement. Confrontation and conflict don't mean arguments, it means having the courage to raise concerns and challenge ideas when needed. Avoiding conflict often leads to unresolved issues. But this only works if the team also values openness, where everyone feels safe to speak up, and honesty where feedback is shared clearly and respectfully. These conversations are easier when there's support. In a supportive team, people help each other through challenges and genuinely listen to one another. And all of this is grounded in trust. Without trust, people hold back. With trust, they contribute freely, knowing their team has their back. Alongside trust and openness, teams need structure to effectively handle issues. Coordination and cooperation ensure that people aren't working in isolation or duplicating effort. Everyone knows their role and how it connects to others. Clear decision-making procedures support that agreed ways of planning, deciding, and reviewing. These reduce confusion and keep work flowing. Positive intergroup relations also matter. Teams often have subgroups or specialties, and when those groups respect and collaborate with each other, everything works more smoothly. Finally, there need to be clear ways to raise concerns. People should know when and how to speak up and what will happen next. That kind of clarity builds trust and keeps problems from being buried. This all comes together in what we call a high-performance team. These teams are built on trust, sharing, and cooperation. People work together, not just side by side. When problems come up, they focus on the issue, not on blaming people. The goal is to fix the problem, not point fingers. And they don't just solve problems, they innovate. They welcome creative input and are always looking for better ways to work. This kind of team doesn't happen by luck. It's built on relationships, communication, and shared purpose. When issues arise, they usually fall into one of several categories. Some are technical, like gaps in knowledge or skill. For example, someone might struggle with a new software system. Others are about process, how things are done. Maybe the workflow is confusing or inefficient. Time is another common source of stress. Teams often face tight deadlines, or there might be delays that create pressure. Then there are fiscal concerns, like working within a tight budget or having limited resources. There's also the intrasocial side, how people relate and communicate within the team. Maybe two members don't see eye to eye, and that tension affects the group. And finally, extrasocial concerns involve relationships with people outside the team, like stakeholders, customers, or suppliers. Often, a single problem can touch on more than one of these areas. That's why it's important for teams to have a shared understanding of what's going on and how to address it. One of the most helpful ways teams can manage concerns is by having clear, agreed-on processes. Processes are just structured ways of working. When everyone knows what to do when a problem arises, it prevents confusion and helps issues get addressed quickly and fairly. These processes can be formal, like written policies or step-by-step procedures, or they can be informal, based on team habits or organizational culture. For example, some teams might have a policy for resolving complaints, while others might just have a routine of talking things through in regular meetings. The most effective teams usually use a mix of both. What matters is that the process is understood and consistent. Let's look at some practical ways teams can raise and manage concerns. Suggestion boxes offer a private, often anonymous, way for people to share feedback. They're helpful for quieter team members, but only work if leaders respond to what's submitted. Round-table discussions allow for open, equal conversations where everyone can voice their concerns and contribute to solutions. This encourages transparency and collective problem-solving. An open-door policy signals that leaders are approachable. Team members can raise concerns informally, especially those that are personal or sensitive in nature. More serious issues may need a structured conflict resolution process, which provides a fair and clear pathway to address more profound or ongoing problems. And something as simple as a whiteboard can keep concerns visible, helping teams track issues and follow up, especially during meetings or daily huddles. There are also team processes that support ongoing, clear communication. Web discussion forums like Slack or Teams allow people to raise and discuss concerns in writing, which is useful for remote teams or ongoing threads. Regular team meetings offer a space to raise concerns in a group setting. These work best when time is set aside specifically for discussion, not just updates. Sub-team meetings allow focused conversations when an issue affects only part of the team. This makes it easier to work through problems quickly and directly. Finally, toolbox meetings are short, informal check-ins, often at the start of a shift, where teams can flag immediate concerns, especially in operational or safety-focused environments. Across all of these methods, the key is choosing the right forum for the right type of concern, and making sure everyone knows how and when to use them. To make these processes work, team members need to be clear on three things. First, they need to know which process to use in different situations. For instance, if it's a technical issue affecting the whole team, it might be best raised in a team meeting. But if it's a personal issue, a private conversation is more appropriate. Second, they should understand why the process exists, whether it's for brainstorming, problem-solving, or decision-making. Knowing the purpose helps people use the process effectively. And finally, they need to know what to expect. Will there be a follow-up? Will a decision be made? Is this just a space to share ideas? When people know the outcome they can expect, they're more likely to participate, and more likely to trust the process. And that brings us to the end of this session on team cohesion and managing difficult issues. To sum up, cohesive teams aren't perfect. They face challenges like any other group, but they talk, they listen, and they work through problems together with trust and shared responsibility. Remember, dealing with difficult issues isn't about having all the answers, it's about having the right attitude, the right process, and the willingness to collaborate. Thank you for your attention, and I encourage you to take these ideas back to your teams and put them into practice.